Nutrition often plays an important role in alternative medicine when it comes to health. Not so in conventional medicine. You only need to look at the delicious hospital food to realize this. So, what is the healthiest form of nutrition? Food combining is said to be very healthy, although those who eat an alkaline healthy diet because of all the acidification would criticize it. The next one recommends a meat free diet because of the harmful animal proteins. A ketogenic diet is said to be healthy for epileptics. However, whole foods, low carb, and the 5 element diet of TCM should not be forgotten as important healthy forms of nutrition. Ayurveda cook almost everything that may seem completely unhealthy to the rough foodist. They, in turn, would get on well with the paleo advocates who believe that the only healthy food is the Stone Age diet. If none of the diets have convinced you so far, why not try detox? Detox food not only provides the body with healthy nutrition, but also detoxifies it at the same time. If something is missing in the respective diet, vitamin supplements provide a valuable and gentle supplement, whereby every diet should be free from sugar and flour extracts as a matter of course. But you can actually do without all that, can't you? After all, there are miracle foods like the magical tuber ginger, the miracle roots turmeric, and ashwagandha, or the healing power of beer, live coconut water, celery, and lemon juice. And if miracle foods don't keep you healthy, superfoods such as chia seeds and aronia berries certainly will. The elixir of life kombucha is recommended as a supplement to the natural strengthening with oxymel, naturally all obtained from powerful ancient medicinal plants. But I don't know right now whether they also contain omega 3 fatty acids. If you still don't know, here are a few common insider tips for staying healthy. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Drink a glass of red wine every evening. Drink at least 2 liters of water a day, preferably Granda, ghee, or revitalized left turning water. Eat fruit 5 times a day. Eat fresh grain porridge once a day. 1 glass of milk a day and fish once a week. And always remember to chew well and for a long time. If you take all this to heart, please don't forget to brush your teeth before and after every meal. The best way to improve the cardiovascular system is with daily sports exercises. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, that's enough irony. By the way, that was only a fraction of what you can find in the jungle of healthy eating. Nutrition and supplements are a big market where you can make a lot of money. If you think you have to eat a healthy diet, I would like to give you the following simple suggestion. At some point, people started to study food and found out about carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Then, at the beginning of the 20th century, the first vitamins were discovered, and now there are 13. Minerals, fiber, trace elements, omega 3 fatty acids, etc. And with every new discovery of a nutrient, it was established how vital the newly discovered substance was for the organism. More recently, it has been assumed that there are around 60 to 100,000 secondary plant substances that are said to have a health promoting effect. So the game with nutrients and health can be continued endlessly. But what is the solution to this confusion? Let me give you an example. I pick grapes on my terrace and eat them. I'm doing so, I consume all the natural nutrients in grapes, both discovered and undiscovered to date. The next day, I press the grapes and only drink the grape juice. Grapes, a natural foodstuff, have been turned into a partial foodstuff, juice, which has been stripped of all its solid nutrients. Grape juice is at a qualitative disadvantage compared to grapes. I can take the cutting up to the extreme by isolating the grape sugar from the grapes and snacking on it. It's very sweet now, but it has nothing to do with grapes anymore. So if you think you can do something for your health through nutrition, then eat as naturally as possible. Then you don't have to worry about whether you're missing anything, because you'll get all the nutrients you have discovered and undiscovered. Another advantage is that the nutrients are supplied in the ratio that Mother Nature intended. Is there actually any living creature that thinks about how much it should drink or what it should eat apart from modern humans? Now let's take a look at the topic of nutrition from the Germanische Heilkunde perspective. Like everything in the Germanische Heilkunde, it is logical and easy to understand. The fact is that it is easier to get through life with a healthy diet than with a poor diet. A simple example. A 1.75 meter tall and 200 kilogram man is naturally more likely to get into a possible DHS situation than a well-trained model athlete. It would be the same if he only weighed 40 kilogram. However, this does not mean that the model athlete cannot catch a DHS. So firstly, diet does not protect against or prevent DHS. How could it? The DHS hits the individual on the wrong foot, third criterion. Secondly, if you think you can get a grip on the SBS resulting from DHS with diet and nutritional supplements, then you are simply stupid. It misses the point. Helmut Pieler used to say, a wife doesn't stop cheating on her husband because he starts eating muesli. These two things in principle. Further, if you are in the conflict active phase with SBS and you think you have to starve the cancer or fight it with diets and fasting days, this naturally increases the emaciation. So it's nonsense. When you enter the healing phase with an SBS of the yellow group, the TB bacteria become active. Tuberculosis consumes a lot of protein. If you don't get enough protein from outside, the body gets the missing protein from the muscles. The affected person is practically wasting away. This is where the German term for tuberculosis, Schwindsucht, wasting sickness, comes from. It is now also clear why consumption was often fatal in times of need. Tuberculosis virtually starved those affected to death. So if you start any kind of diet during the healing phase of yellow group SBS, it can be life-threatening. Perhaps it is better in such a situation not to think but to listen to your body. Example. I'm a vegetarian, not for health reasons, but because of the animals. Now I was healing with an SBS from the yellow group. I was gobsmacked and had a huge appetite for meat. Also, I'm a vegetarian. I gorged myself on currywurst with fries. Another important consideration in the Germanische Heilkunde is food as tracks. Suppose a child suffers a DHS of separation around the mother. During the DHS, it had bitten into an apple and the apple was programmed as a track. It resolved the conflict and gets neurodermatitis. Every time it comes into contact with apple, it gets a small recurrence. It reacts to the apple with neurodermatitis. What then remains of the health tip from above to eat an apple every day? In this case, the apple makes you ill. And it doesn't matter whether it's a cultivated industrial apple from New Zealand or whether it comes from a high-quality old tree variety from an organic farm. This applies to all foods that have been programmed as a track. In the case of hanging healing, these foods must be avoided. The above recommendation to drink 2 liters of water a day is another principle that not all people should follow to become healthy. If you have SBS of the kidney collecting ducts, drinking too much will lead to water retention and weight gain. The nutrition experts then think that those affected need to eat less and healthier. But this doesn't help, as the cause is not the diet, but the kidney collecting ducts. In addition, the kidney collecting ducts complicate all other SBS with which one comes into the cure. Dr. Hamer called it the syndrome. With syndrome, drinking 2 liters of water a day can become a life-threatening health tip. Since I have understood Germanische Heilkunde, I don't generally drive myself crazy anymore, and I haven't done so for a long time because of what is called an unhealthy diet. On the contrary, I enjoy the pleasures of life. At the top of the list is a piece of marzipan from Mest. I now always think, who knows if I'll get something this nice again when I leave here. With this in mind, don't torture yourself or your children too much with any nutritional ideas. Children are then bound to have biting conflicts and get broken teeth, even though you had paid so much attention to a healthy diet. You can get Germanische Heilkunde for free and you can understand it. You have to pay for nutritional ideology and believe in it.